Raid Shadow Legends is a game you've definitely heard of, but the question is, how do you even play it, and what do you need to do when you first start up? A lot of people get really confused with this part and end up messing up entirely, and it can be frustrating and make the whole experience not really worth getting into. Now, I'm going to set the record straight for you and make it so much easier for you to understand, so you can jump into Raid Shadow Legends and actually have a fun time playing this game, following the basic steps you need to set your account up right. So yes, this is a beginner's guide teaching you the basics of Raid Shadow Legends, and we are going to start from scratch, and you can follow me along, making sure that you can make the right decisions to start off your account right, so that you don't mess things up, you get the best free rewards, and have a good time doing so. Now, if you've played Raid Shadow Legends before, you may have an old account. My advice to you, start from scratch. Right now, it's Raid's 6th year anniversary, and there's never been a better time to start with some very good new player promo offers available. And this is going to help you throughout the entirety of your account. So you can get started and within just an hour, have a really powerful account, and I'm going to be showing you how in this video. Now, the first thing you need to do is actually download the game on Plarium Play on your PC or laptop. You won't be able to do this on your phone if you've played the game before. If you want to create a new account and get these new player offers, the best thing you're going to need to do is borrow a friend's or family's device to start, because otherwise the code will not work. It's only for new players, right? But my suggestion is going through Plarium Play and starting the game on PC or your laptop, because you're going to get a lot better rewards, which we'll talk about later on, and it's going to help a lot. But don't worry, I'll take you through everything. The first step is to use the link in my description of this video, or if you're on TV or a different device, you can scan the QR code above my head. This is going to be really important. It's going to get you a lot of extra bonuses, including Uugo, an epic healer, Rector Drath, another epic support at level 25, Tagoar at level 45, and epic Grizzled Jarl at level 50. These are going to help you a lot, especially in the early game. It's really worth doing, but we'll go through it together now, so you know you're making sure you're doing the right things here and you're getting these rewards, because a lot of times you'll do it and you won't get the reward. So we click this link. Now just go through this with the right options, choose whatever you want, and then go through and just choose the options. It doesn't matter too much. And then keep going through and then create a username. Very simple. Then click continue. Now set a password. Keep going through. And then when you get your email, make sure you use an email you haven't used to play Raid Shadow Legends before. This is important. And now you can click the download link here and press open that. This will open up Plarium Play. It'll install if you haven't installed it already. These are the only steps you need to make sure your promo code is working. So now we can start up the game and get started with this beginner's guide. So this will play through the tutorial. You get to see a bit of the story and do your first mission. So we can just go through this. You don't need to worry too much about it. Just go through, follow the tutorial, click on the arrows as you go through. Now, you will die here. It's not a problem, but this will be where you get to make your first choice in the game. You get to choose your starter champion. Now, we don't need Garlic. We're actually going to get an even better version of him in a minute with a promo code. We're going to go with Kale. He's the best rare champion to start with because he is got toxic damage. It's going to be really, really good in the early game. I'd highly recommend Kale. So now we are in the game for the first time. Now, there will be a bit of a tutorial. And you'll need to just follow these steps. So first you'll explain the portal. This is where you can get summoning shards and open summoning shards. Shards are ways to get new champions, and as you play the game more, you get better and better shards. Don't worry for the early game. Honestly, this isn't going to be too important. You want to save your shards for when you're leveled up a bit. So don't worry about this for now. This is a feature that will come into more value later on, and we'll get to that when we get to it. But for now, just go through and do the tutorial, and then it will take you through the first mission of the campaign. Now, the campaign is the first sort of content in the game. It's where you will level up your champions and get your first sets of gear, and it's where you'll be spending your first few days, honestly. So I want to explain how the campaign works. We'll just go through this tutorial quickly. And then once we've gone through this tutorial battle, we'll explain how it works. So there's an important part about playing in the campaign. If you beat the campaign with only 2 champions or less, you get 3-star rating. And that's important because it means you'll get more rewards. It's better off to stick with 2 champions if you can for the most part of the campaign when you can to save yourself effort. So we're just going to go through this. Now, you get to use your attacks. I would say take this time to understand how the attacks work, especially for Kale. You're going to be using him a lot. So, Dark Bolt attacks one enemy, has an 80% chance of placing a poison debuff. This is really good, and this is your attack 1. Your attack 1 is available most frequently, and it's sort of like the least powerful item or skill because you can use it every round. And then we have Acid Rain, his secondary, his skill 2. This is attacking all enemies. This is a much more powerful ability, and you can see you can actually only use it every 3 turns, right? So that's something to consider. And then we have this one, his skill 3, which you can use every 5 turns. Now, usually, the skill on the very far right is the most powerful, with skill 2 being very powerful as well, and skill 1 being the least powerful. So, when you play campaign, if you're playing it manually, the best thing you can do is start with skill 3, and then 2, and then 1. So we can get this cooldown running as quick as possible, right? So we're going to do that. And that'll take a lot of damage. And then when it comes to our next turn again, we can basically just do skill 2 and skill 1. Now, this is very early game stuff, and honestly, it's a lot easier just to do this and click auto. The game will run for you. It will complete all these missions a lot quicker, and it will get you into the actual fun stuff. This is still the tutorial, so we can just skip past this. It's really not a big deal. I just wanted to explain how the abilities work in this game. So when you beat a mission, you're going to get gear, and the gear you get is random. Now, you could get higher star rating gear, which is more powerful, or you could get gear with lower star ratings, which isn't as powerful. Now, that's not the only thing. Each weapon will have a primary stat and substats. As you can see here, the primary stat is attack, and the substat is HP plus 15%. Higher star items will have more substats, so as you play, you want to try and get the highest star gear you can, and we'll get into gear farming a little bit later on in the video. But the important thing is to know you level up your champion by playing them and getting their level up. You can then equip them with gear, and the whole point is to make your champion stronger and stronger so you can play more of the content later on in the game. So as we see here, we just got that gear item, so we can equip that. Great. That's awesome. So now it's going to take us through the campaign, and what you'll see here is there are many battles. Each stage or sort of area of the campaign has 7 stages. Each of those stages has a different gear item that you can collect with a different stat. So we're going to go through the tutorial. We're still in the tutorial for now, and we're just going to breeze through this quickly. So for now, we're just going to keep clicking this thing. It's going to basically tell us to do the same stuff we've just been doing. Now, the upgrade feature is important for new players to understand. You can upgrade your items, and with each 4 levels, they'll get an extra bonus substat. And with each single level, it will upgrade in stats. Now, the more you upgrade, the more it costs to upgrade. And early on, you don't really want to upgrade past level 12 because it gets really expensive, and you're going to find better gear anyway. So try to upgrade to level 8 or level 12, and don't upgrade further until you've got better gear later on in the game. It's going to be a waste of silver. But for now, it takes us through the tutorial to do this anyway. So we just keep clicking this. And now we can see we get an extra substat there. All of this gear will be replaced very soon. So now we have completed the tutorial. This is where we're going to get advantage of a lot of beginner stuff. Firstly, there is a 7-day promo event currently to get Alice the Wanderer, who's a very good legendary champion. All you need to do is log in for 7 days and click the button to collect each and every day. Now, that's not only it. Of course, we use my promo code, which means we do get Uugo, that really good support champion I talked about earlier. We also get 10 XP brews, which will help us level up faster. 5 magic potions, which can be used to upgrade our star ascension level. We'll talk about that more in the future. And 300,000 silver. So that's a nice bonus reward, but it does get even better. Within 24 hours of creating a new account, you can now type in this new code, Supreme6. And that will get you a legendary champion, Supreme Garlic, and some brews for him, and some potions and silver for him. Now, this is a very, very powerful champion for the early game, and I'll explain why. In this game, there are actually different affinities. These are your power, your power type. If you go to the campaign and you click, you can see them here. You have the magic, force, and spirit. And then in the middle, you have void, the rarest affinity in the game. Magic is going to do more damage to spirit. Spirit is going to do more damage to force, and force does more damage to magic. It's kind of like a triangle of rock, paper, scissors. But if you're void, you don't get any bonus damage or take extra damage from any other champion. So it's a really nice way to just get away from that rock, paper, scissors. So getting this void champion, Garlic, off drop is incredible. So that's really, really great. Now that we've started the game, there's a couple more things we want to claim. Playtime rewards. Great. Then we go to our store page. This is where things as a new player get so much easier than they were in the past, especially if you do this right now during the 6th anniversary. This is a very limited time deal, so it's really worth jumping on and doing this right now if you can. Day 1, you'll get energy, multi-battles, and silver. And as you go through, you're going to get a lot of extra rewards as you go up to 5 days of login. And also, as a new player, you're going to get silver. This is a lot of silver to start you off with as you go towards your 5th day of playing. These are really, really powerful new player rewards that just weren't there in the past, so definitely worth creating a new account to get these, to get a really, really nice start. Now, the game is going to be feeling a little bit confusing right now. There's a lot going on. It can be a bit confusing about where to look. What do we do? To start off with, we are going to click here, okay, and go to limited series. Now, the reason for this is you can get some free energy by sharing the trailer, and you literally just click the copy button and then you get that. If you go all the way through, you can get all of these. And as I'm doing this, I'd like to explain why this is important. In this game, energy is used every time you take part in a campaign mission or other PvE elements. So if you're fighting in a dungeon to get better loot and gear, or you're playing the campaign, it costs energy. And this will recharge over time, which is nice. But at the start, you're going to want as much energy as possible to get a nice, quick sort of boost into your account and get things rolling smoothly, so you're not restricted by how much energy you actually have. And just by clicking through these, you're going to get 1,000 energy, which is a really large amount to get things started off. And that's really, really handy. We're going to go like that and get all of these rewards. Now, I'm going to explain the game bit by bit as we go. Because looking at this, we have the portal, the mine, the market, the forge, Great Hall, tavern, guardian ring, altar of souls. Is all a bit confusing. We're going to go bit by bit. Just ignore all this for the time being and just follow along with me. And as we go, it will all start to make sense, okay? So the first thing that's important, like I said, is the campaign. Now, the campaign provides 2 main benefits. Well, actually, I'd say 3 main benefits as a new player. As you progress through the campaign, you're going to get gear, which is going to be useful for the early game. You're going to level up your champions, which is useful. And if you 3-star all of the campaign stages, you'll get extra rewards down here, which will help progress your account. So basically, it's pretty straightforward. We've got to go through all of these missions from stage 1 to stage 7, and then we go to this one, and this one, and this one, so on and so forth, all of the way till mission 12, right? Completing all of these is going to get us set up for the beginning game. And as we go through these, we're not going to do all of this today, but we're going to make a start and explain other parts of the game. So I would like to say what we're going to do is go through from stage 3 to stage 7, and we're going to select the right champions. Now, I would personally suggest for the time being, select Kale and Uugo. Supreme Garlic is a better champion, absolutely. However, he's going to be harder to max out to begin with, and the reason being he's a legendary champion, which requires more resources, such as legendary skill tomes, which are rarer. So we're going to level him up soon, but for the early stage, choose Kale as your main champion and Uugo as your secondary. Uugo is a healer who's going to help you stay healed up, and Kale is going to be easier to max out with skills and masteries we'll get onto later. So that's very important. So now what I'd like to say is we're just going to skip through doing all of these. We're just going to stick it on auto, going from stage 3 to stage 7 with this champion duo. Once you complete stage 7, you'll get a bit of a lore cinematic. This will happen between each stage. Now, the important thing is after completing stage 7, something will open up to us. We'll get a couple new features that I'd like to talk about. As you can see, the Apprentice Pass is one of them. So at this point, your main focus should still be to play through the campaign missions. But when you go back to your Bastion, which is this whole area here, you'll start to see some different options appear. And I'd like to explain all of these bit by bit so you can understand what you should be paying attention to every time you log in to Raid Shadow Legends. Firstly, missions. Missions are a great way for you to get rewards and get sort of level up your account in different ways. And these missions are things that you're going to be doing naturally anyway. So we just did stage 7, right? That's great. So we can claim that. Now, as we play through the game, I would say every 15 minutes or so, take a look to see if there's a mission that you could complete, because this is going to help you progress. If you don't do the missions now, later on, you'll need to come back and do them again, even though they're very simple early game stuff. So I'd say, like, the way I like to do it, right, is I will go and do some campaign. Maybe I'll get my way through these, for example, and then I come back and go, like, are there any missions I could do? Oh yeah, I could do this, right? Equip a champion with 6 artifacts. Artifacts are the items, the gear that you equip your characters with, right? We can do that very easily, right? We can go like this. Now, because Kale is an attack champion, we're going to want to equip him with attack gear. For now, we'll just put this on him because it will get our tournament done, right? We just want to put 6 things. So you have a weapon, a helmet, a shield, gauntlets, chest piece, and boots. Now, they all have different stats and sub-stats, and we'll get into that in the future, and you can upgrade them as well. And as you level up your character, you'll also get access to rings, banners, and other artifacts that you can put on to get even more power. But for now, that means we can get that mission done. And then we're going to be like, oh, we can do this mission too, right? Equip a champion with 4 artifacts of level 4 or higher. So we already did the equipping part. Now we just need to upgrade. So when you click on an artifact, you can choose to upgrade it. And we can go like this, upgrade to level 4. I would put instant upgrade on. It's going to save time. Don't explain again. Just continue that. And we just need to upgrade 4 of these items, right? We can just go like this. We won't upgrade it anymore because we're going to get other gear later on anyway. So we'll just put it to our level 4 just to get the mission done, right? So the good thing about these missions is they'll help explain what the game is about and how it all works. So if at any point you're confused about what you should be doing, you can just go through these missions and click go, and it will take you through the game, right? A great way, if you don't know where you're going, you feel a bit lost, just keep going through these missions and they'll help you understand the game better. Okay, so for example, clear stage 7 of Sewers of Arnak or normal. That's the next stage. Like, it's putting us in the right direction. So missions are the thread to the game that are going to pull you in the right direction through the early stages of the game, and you can always rely on them to put you in the right direction. But that doesn't mean that's the only thing you can do in Raid Shadow Legends. There are other things as well, which are quests. The next thing are quests. Quests are something that you're going to want to try and complete every single day. There are daily quests, and as a new player, you really want to try and do these because weekly quests and advanced quests and monthly quests get really good rewards, but the main component of these is to complete daily quests. Pretty straightforward. We just did this. Win campaign battles 7 times. We did that. Summon 3 champions. Well, earlier on in the tutorial, we already got some, so we can summon those now. So every day you log on, make sure you do your daily quests. And once again, this will take you through parts of the game, but these are things you're mostly going to be doing anyway. So every time you log in, you basically just go here, do your quests. 50 energy, we're going to be doing that anyway soon. Right, so we've explained missions and quests. Missions are a way for you to progress through the game, and you'll understand exactly what and where you need to be doing as you progress. Quests are something that you want to pay attention to manually as you play through the game. Every single day, make sure you get these done. Challenges are things that are sort of just going to happen over time. You don't really want to pay too much attention to these. They will happen as you play. You can just come in here to claim them sometimes to get some extra rewards. Challenges are sort of long term. So missions help you focus on what you need to do. Quests, always do them daily. Challenges, that happen over time. Passes, this is where you're going to get some really good rewards, including chickens. And I'll explain what they do in a minute. But yeah, just come through here. These things are very straightforward. It's like a battle pass, right? But you're going to get some great rewards without really having to do much. Okay? Then we have this little hourglass here. This one is extra rewards for just having the game open every single day. Very nice stuff. Now we have 2 more things here to talk about. Tournaments and events. Events are ways to basically make progress towards extra rewards. And they'll have different requirements. For example, this one here, if we collect artifacts and gear by playing the game, we'll make progress on this and get extra rewards for doing so. This one, earn a points every day through an event to get special milestones. So you can go down and explains how to do it. This one says upgrading artifacts will give us points. But either way, this is going to happen over time. And it's something that we can kind of prioritize. If we log on and see, oh look, there's a Dungeon Divers event today, I can maybe put a bit of time into farming some extra gear to get some better rewards. And then we have tournaments. Tournaments are very unique, and they're going to be where in the mid stages of the game, you're going to have a lot of chance to get some really good rewards. These are limited time, and you're put into a group with other real players, and you're competing amongst them to complete certain goals. So when you first complete the first stage, you'll get your first tournament, and it will be here for 48 hours. And it's worth completing this because you'll get some nice rewards. You have 2 sections of this. You have the tournament versus other player section. This is a leaderboard, and it will put your results alongside the other players in your group. If you get within a top placement, you'll actually get extra rewards. So for example, if you're first, second, or third, by the time the tournament's ended, you'll get whatever rewards are here. But that's not all. Honestly, some of the best rewards are on this section here on the right. Now, these can be earned by taking part in the tournament in the same way, but they're personal to you. You're not competing for these. If you reach certain milestones with the points in the tournament, you're guaranteed these rewards. And in this tournament, we need to win arena battles, and we'll get into that in just a second. Definitely worth doing this. The first one is very simple. For the novice tournament, you literally just change your name. So, I mean, that's pretty easy to do, right? So we've now explained missions, quests, challenges, passes, tournaments, and events. These are all the things that you want to kind of be paying attention to every time you log into the game. Now, the actual content of the game can be found through the battle stages. We have campaign. This is where you should be focusing through the start of the game. My suggestion is to go all the way through this campaign with 2 champions if you can, as much as you possibly can, to get the 3-star bonus. As you can see, there's rewards down here. And those 2 champions would be Kale and Uugo, right? Now, you also have dungeons. This is where you can get extra gear. You can get specific artifact sets by fighting different bosses. The later stages of the game, after you've done campaign, this is going to be a lot of time spent in here. We then have Faction Wars, Arena, Clan Bosses, Doom Tower, Custody, and Siege. Most of the stuff is pretty later game stuff. Besides Arena. Arena is basically where you fight other players. There are 3 different arena modes. The most place you're going to spend, though, is Classic Arena. So you need to put in your own defense team. It doesn't really matter who it is for now. But in Arena, you battle against other players and you get points for doing it. Now, this is really good. Now, this doesn't use normal energy. It actually uses coins, which refresh on their own outside of energy. Every day, you want to fight in Arena as much as possible, because doing so will get you special points that you can put in your Great Hall, which is found in the Bastion. And the Great Hall will help upgrade some of your passive stats, including accuracy, resistance, critical damage, defense, attack, and HP. Now, you see these little icons on the side? These are the affinities I talked about. So if you choose to upgrade attack with this one, it's going to apply to all magic champions. So early game, you're going to have Kale and Uugo, who are magic. So it's really recommended that you focus on magic here. I would suggest going for accuracy and critical damage to begin with. So every day you log in, fight in the arena, get those points and upgrade accuracy and critical damage. And from there, what you want to do is basically make sure you do your daily quests every day. Make sure you play through the campaign and make your way through here and get up as many stages as you can. Level up your main champion, and it will get more interesting from there on out. At this point, what I'd like to suggest you doing is take some time to go through all of the campaign stage missions bit by bit. Literally just go here and click battle with Kale and Uugo and make your way through the campaign. Now, if you keep going through this campaign, what's going to happen is you'll get around about stage 4 on Durham Forest, and you will lose. You will get defeated, or you'll get 1 star. Now, we want to try and 3-star everything as efficiently as possible. So at this point, it's time to look at upgrading our gear a little bit. Now, there's a couple ways to do that. Firstly, to upgrade any gear, you need to click on the champions page, right? Now, we're playing Kale and Uugo. Right now, Uugo has no gear whatsoever. So let's start with that. Uugo is a support champion. Now, usually support champions, you want to build them with extra health and defense. Because we've been playing through the campaign, we will already have some defense gear and health gear. If you have 2 life gear, you see that number 2, we just need 2 artifacts from the life set to activate the HP plus 15% buff. So the same can be said with the defense gear, which is very, very nice. So what we'll do is we'll look for the highest star rating gear. This one here, the sword. We then have gauntlets and a chest piece. And then we can go down here with defense. We've got a helmet, a shield, a boot. So we've got all 6 items there covered. And we've got both passive activated. Now we're also going to upgrade this gear to level 8. For now, that will be enough. Just level 8. I'm going to go like this. Now stop right there. Before you go any further, come out. Remember to check your missions every now and again. Remember, I'm going to keep reminding you, because take a look at this. Equip a support type champion with 4 life artifacts. Well, we're already basically doing that. We're going to need to equip 1 more life artifact, which is a bit inconvenient. That's fine. We can take that like that. We've now got 4 life artifacts. And we still have the defense artifact activated. Good news is, we've actually doubled the life set like this. We've got 2 life sets active and 1 defense set. So because you get 6 gear, makes sense to do it like this, right? We've got 4 life gear equipped and 2 defense gear. So now go back, complete this mission. Equip a support type champion with 4 life artifacts of level 4 or higher. Good that we do that now, because if we had done it after, if we went to do this mission after we just upgraded this stuff anyway, we're wasting time and resources. So we can now upgrade this gear here. Level 8 is going to be good for now. Go like that. So this is the process of how you basically make your champions more powerful in the early game. You level them up through the campaign, and then whatever gear you've gotten, you can go here and upgrade it through this page. Now we can go back and complete that mission. Use 4 XP brews at the tavern. We don't really need to use XP brews, but we did get some for the early stages of the game, so we may as well, and I'll explain how they work. XP brews are special rewards you'll get through missions, quests, promo codes, events. Now, when you use XP brews, you want to match the color with the affinity of your champion. So, for example, Kale is a blue magic champion. So what we're going to want to do is use the blue brews. And it says to use 3, so we'll just use 3 on there. Here we go. We'll keep the rest for now. We don't want to waste those, really, okay? And just check on our daily quest as well. That's done now. Brilliant. Check on our mission. Oh, it did say use 4 XP brews. My bad. Okay, we'll go back and do one more. Now that's done. That's enough missions for now. Let's focus back on the main goal of upgrading our gear so that we are ready to fight through the campaign more. So we've already upgraded Uugo's gear, right? So now let's do Kale. One of the good things with starting off is you get a very strong lifesteal set, which has 5-star rating. 4 of these items will give you heals by 30% of damage dealt as a special bonus. This is a really strong set that's going to take you through most of the game with Kale. So what I would suggest is to equip this whole set. It's a really nice starting set. Put it all on, okay? And upgrade this immediately to level 12. It's worth doing because you're going to be keeping this gear. This is one of those few times where I would say go for it, upgrade it to level 12 because you are going to be stuck with this gear. You're not going to change it out to anything else for quite a while. Upgrade this all to level 12 whilst you're here. Now, you're going to get a massive power boost for both Uugo and Kale. So, we're going to keep going through now, through the campaign, like we previously talked. So, we're going to keep farming the campaign. Make sure to check our playtime rewards as well. Extra rewards there. Our quests, anything. Yeah, okay. Great. Now we're going to go here, campaign, back to Durham Forest, and continue this progress here. And we're just going to keep going through. Now, you will get to the point where you'll get to this stage in the campaign. Stage 5 around stage 2, where you will not be able to 3-star it. At this point, it's time to talk about something, okay? You see the star rating on all of these champions. Perhaps it's better I show you here. The star rating signifies their rank. So you have 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, and you can even go all the way up to 6-star. Now, the star rating will determine their rank, what kind of base stats they have, and their maximum level. Kale is only a 3-star. So once he reaches level 30, he cannot go any higher level. 1-star maxes at 10, 2-star maxes at 20, 3-star 30, 4-star 40, 5-star 50, 6-star 60. So when Kale reaches level 30, he hits a bit of a bottleneck. He can no longer level up anymore. Now there's a way to fix that in this game, and it's called upgrading rank. This can be found in the tavern, which is where you're going to upgrade the skills and abilities of your champions. Now, for this demonstration, I would say we are going to level up Kale maximum to level 30 with some brews. You can do the same thing too if he's not level 30 yet. Take him to level 30. Now we need to upgrade his rank. Now to do that, we need 3-star champions to sacrifice to upgrade his rank, which is a bit of a problem. Now, there's one item that you can use instead of champions that's very rare, but you do get your hands on some in the early game, one of which can be found in the pass. If you go here and claim your challenges, you will get 3 3-star chickens, which is exactly what you need as a beginner player to level up Kale to 4-star. So now you can come back to the tavern and click Kale. If we can, once this thing disappears. Just wait a minute. Right, now we can upgrade rank and put these 3-star chickens in. Now, usually you'd need 3-star champions, but the chickens replace the champions. And we can upgrade that. His stats will actually drop down because this is like prestiging. Kale is now rank 4, but level 1. So we need to level him up again, right? That's a bit of a problem. And we'll get into that in a minute. But for the time being, there's some other things to talk about in the tavern. Besides upgrading level with brews, upgrading rank with champions and chickens, you have upgrade skills and ascend. Now, upgrading skills can be done with skill tomes, which you'll get through quests, events, and tournaments. Pay attention to the color of the book here. Blue books are for rare champions. Do not use epic books, which are purple, or legendary books, which are gold, as you can see up here, on lowest tier champions. So because Kale is a rare, we're going to use a rare book that we have, and that will upgrade his skill randomly, right? Now, you also can ascend champions. To do this, you will need to go to these keeps. These are in the dungeon section. Basically, if we go to dungeons, you'll see different keeps here. These will have different colored potions, and they symbolize what color it's related to. So, magic keep for magic potions will be for magic champions, right? Now, as you'd expect, you're going to need to grind these out to ascend, which is another area. So you have levels, ranks, skills, and ascending, which will basically increase their basic stats and unlock new abilities. Now, if you've followed my promo codes so far, you will be able to ascend him to 4-star almost. You will just need a few extra potions. Now, it's highly recommended that you go and get some potions early on. You can see which potions you need on the Ascend tab and click the plus and then go to the corresponding keep. You should get them in the first week if you can, if you need any, because after the first week, every day there'll be a different keep that's open and you have to plan around that. But during your first week, all keeps are open. So what we'll need to do is just farm through some of these keeps to get these potions for Kale. And this gives us a chance to level up Kale's level now as well, because he's level 1, which isn't great. We're going to fill this with whatever champs we can. There's no 3-starring in this. We just want to complete the mission on this Arcane Keep mission. So we're going to go through this now. Now keep doing this, going through the stages until eventually you will defeat. You'll get defeated. It may be stage 7 for you, stage 6, probably stage 7. So go to the stage before that. Now I can introduce to you a new feature called multi-battles. And then let's do 10 multi-battles. Not 100, 10. And basically, clicking this button will automatically run the battles for you so that you can do other things whilst the game is running. It's a nice way to save some time. So click this, run 10 multi-battles. You should have enough potions by that point to ascend Kale. At this point, you'll have your multi-battles done. You can go back and you'll get your first champion ascended. So we can go here, go ascend. If you don't have enough, no problem. Go to potion mixer and you can get just enough from there. Now that should be enough. So we can now ascend. So Kale now has a lot going for him, right? We've spent a lot of time upgrading him. So the main sort of goal for the game now going forward is to long-term make progress on our account level, get more champions, upgrade those champions through the means in the tavern, and then we can start taking on more high-level content. A lot of cool PvE stuff, which is really, really fun. But yeah, as a new player, your main focus now every single day should be to log on, do some missions, make sure you do your daily quests, check if there are any challenges you could click to complete, make progress through the campaign, work on leveling up Kale and any other champions that you've gotten, work on any tournaments and events that may be active that you feel like you could take part in, right? And also making sure that you play in Arena, Classic Arena, as much as possible. And with that, you're going to be off to a great start and be able to take advantage of all of the content in the game. There's a lot of other stuff going on as well, so keep an eye out on the shop because, like I say, you got your special free offers here every day. And there's also some pretty decent offers for new players. Like if you do want to spend on the game, usually like the level 10 pack can be pretty good, or the anniversary packs. Pay attention to those. But if not, then you can take part in the silver packs and this kind of stuff here. So hopefully this video has been a great resource for you to get started on your journey in Raid Shadow Legends. And if you found it useful, make sure to subscribe. I do much more Raid Shadow Legends content. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.